Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another episode of the Committee Reads. I am your host, KWCs, and with me today I have Bacon, Alex, Nagoda, and Ditto, and here listening in is Joe in spirit. And today we will be tackling Match 149, Gabara vs. Gorosaurus, by Thomas Ecker. Gorosaurus rested in the dense, foggy jungles of Monster Island, a much-needed recovery after his brawl with the insidious King Ghidorah. After being freed from the Kilak's control, the prehistoric predator had joined his fellow Earth monsters in a fight to the death against the three-headed demon and slayed the scourge of the universe. Afterward, he and his Kaiju brethren returned to Monster Island. However, their victory over King Ghidorah came at a cost. With the King of Terror finally gone, evil monsters living on Earth or from the stars decided to take a shot at Ghidorah's title. With his eyes closed in a deep sleep, Gorosaurus rested peacefully. Not too far away from Gorosaurus' resting place, the trees and rocks crumbled when a teal-colored cat-like ogre strolled forward. Gabara was looking for a fight, and he grinned at who he found. Gorosaurus was still sound asleep, unaware of the biped feline's presence. Gabara cracked his knuckles at this opportunity. He heard about Gorosaurus being one of King Ghidorah's killers. If he could slay the dinosaur, his status as a mere bully would change to a true villain. He found a rather large tree on the ground and ripped it with a violent tug. Gabara chuckled as he approached his target, Gorosaurus still unaware of his presence. Only when Gabara bashed the tree onto his snout did the dinosaur awaken from his rest. He issued an angry bellow, baring his fangs at who woke him. That sounds a little weird. Who woke him up? Okay. Gabara unleashed a taunting cackle, earning Gorosaurus' attention and wrath. Pass.
Someone say pass.
I said pass.
Oh. Gorosaurus roared furiously with his jaws widened. Gabara held up his tree in defense, allowing Gorosaurus to bite it. The reptilian beast snarled while shaking his head. He didn't want to eat his vegetables. Gabara grew nervous from his foe's thrashing. He couldn't keep himself in place. Gabara then yelped out when Gorosaurus tilted his head to the left, causing him to lose his grip and crash onto his back. Gorosaurus glared at his foe, his jaws snapping the tree in half. Gabara managed to recover and bared his claws. Gorosaurus opened his jaws a second time, hoping to bite into this pest. Gabara smirked while his cranial horns glowed. Gorosaurus lunged forward, but Gabara quickly dodged the attack. Before the dinosaur could plan his next move, Gabara's claw-tipped fingers grabbed his neck and delivered an electric shock. Gorosaurus shrieked in pain from the electric currents traveling along his body, causing him to bend over. Gabara laughed tauntingly at his foe's agony. Then, the ogre used all of his strength to send Gorosaurus crashing into the foliage. Gorosaurus didn't get up right away. His body was still in pain from Gabara's electricity. With his opponent weakened, Gabara charged forward and grabbed the blue-colored beast by his tail, conducting more electricity into his opponent. Gorosaurus once again shrieked in pain, yet it quickly disappeared and was replaced with anger. He moved his tail with enough force to make Gabara surrender his grip and stumble onto the ground. Pass.
Wait, Gorosaurus stood up and charged onto the recovering Gabara. The cat-faced beast screamed in pain when Gorosaurus' jaws clamped down onto his right shoulder. The cat-like beast screeched from the dinosaur's teeth piercing his warty hide. Even worse, Gorosaurus' claws dug into his belly, leaving massive scars. Gorosaurus moved his jaws up and down, trying to sever his foe's shoulder. In desperation, Gabara grabbed his attacker and conducted more electricity into the dinosaur's body. The electric current grew too strong, and Gorosaurus was forced to back away, surrendering his grip. Once freed from his opponent's deadly jaws, Gorosaurus' left fist charged with electrical energy. With an angry screech, Gabara punched Gorosaurus in the chin and knocked him to dirt. Gabara groaned in pain. His right shoulder pulsated with blood from the huge wounds thanks to Gorosaurus' teeth. It hurt just to move it. Gorosaurus slowly rose to his feet. His scales smoked from the feline creature's electricity. He couldn't handle any more of those currents frying his body. He needed to finish this fight. It was then he noticed Gabara's injured shoulder, concocting an idea in his primordial mind.
Yeah, you got it. Primordial, yeah.
Epic! Gabara
Pass.
cackled. Oh, pass.
Gabara cackled at Gorosaurus as he ran, weaving his fists in the air. To Gabara's fortune, Gorosaurus didn't move. Instead, he glared at the beast to attack him. Gabara responded to his enemy's glare with a cackle. Gabara lashed out with an electric fist at Gorosaurus' chest, sending the Saurian reeling back. Gorosaurus stood still, waiting for Gabara to attack again. Gabara gave his foe a malevolent grin, ready to deliver another electric punch. When he did, Gorosaurus set his plan into motion. Gabara's first fist traveled toward Gorosaurus, hoping to send him backward. His eyes widened in shock at what happened next. Before his fist could reach Gorosaurus, the Saurian leapt up in the air and formed a kangaroo kick, his most powerful attack. Both his active clawed feet smashed into Gabara's wounded shoulder. The force of the attack made Gabara shriek in unforgiving pain as he collapsed onto his back. Gorosaurus landed in time to see Gabara lying on the ground, crying and squealing from his attack. His kick managed to break the ogre's right shoulder, causing every movement of Gabara's to worsen the pain. A thunderous bellow made Gabara turn his head in time to receive a tail bash to his face, blooding his mouth while taking out a few of his teeth. Gabara landed chest first, 100 meters away. Another enraged roar echoed from Gorosaurus, caused Gabara to crawl away as fast as he could. Sadly for the ogre, Gorosaurus wasn't going to let him escape. Gorosaurus' feet landed on his back and only good arm, pinning the ogre to the ground. Gorosaurus' jaws latched onto the back of Gabara's neck and head. The dinosaur then twisted his jaws quickly, and Gabara's neck made a gruesome snapping noise when it broke.
Hey, Ditto, thanks for taking one of my indentations.
Crap.
I'll take this last one.
Damn it.
Oh, sorry.
Gorosaurus stood on top of Gabara's corpse and roared into the air. Thanks to him, Monster Island had one less pest to worry about. Gorosaurus then dragged the ogre's carcass to his favorite spot to dine. Winner, me.
Dig blasted. Yeah, sorry about that. I completely zoned out there. I was like, I even had it highlighted and everything. But friggin', I was like, something was weird going on here. Wait! Oh well.
Something funny's going on.
Oh, that's great. Like I said, I've said this with 143. I had some Baggin vs. Destroyer. I had some criticisms with, but I think Gabara vs. Gorosaurus by that same author, I think is a better. It's a step up by comparison for me. I think I think it's just all around just kind of better written here. And I feel like the writing style sort of complements the more simplistic side of things. So this is an all-around really kind of a fun, super basic but interesting little match that's set in a post-DAM universe of Gorosaurus being a participant. It's kind of neat. But yeah, it's a super basic but still kind of like really fun tooth and claw match between Gorosaurus and Gabara. I don't have much to say. I think it's a perfectly adequate KWC that I had expected, that I expect out of Thomas Eckert, at least with his starting ones. So, and I'd say it's an improvement over Baggin vs. Destroyer personally. I also have to acknowledge I really dig the banner for this one. I like the distance between Gabara and Gorosaurus and how Gorosaurus is all shrouded up in fog. It's got a nice sort of island atmosphere to it that I dig. So, yeah, I think Tyler made the banner for this one, and it looks really good. I think this one holds up really nicely. So, but yeah, perfectly fine little average KWC match that I think is a step up compared to the author's previous work. Nevertheless, Bacon, what'd you think of it?
As far as a basic match goes, I enjoyed this one. I like that it is like a continuation of DMA. It gives like a sense of the world, I guess. I like the brutality of it, that like they ripped each other apart pretty. The banner looks great. Not really much to say. It's just an enjoyable match.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Bacon. Not much to say, but pretty solid.
Mm-hmm. All right. Nagoda, what'd you think of it?
It was pretty good. I have nothing to talk about the match. You guys basically went over everything. It was good. A lot of good fighting. They ate their vegetables. And I'm just gonna talk about the banner now. The banner looks really nice. I like how they face each other again. That's always a good thing in a banner. And the fog is just great on there. It's just you can barely see Gorosaurus, but that works because it's fog.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful fog.
Probably could have used a bit of fog in front of Gabara, like around his legs, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. All right.
I also like how this is after what's called Destroy All Monsters. Those are always fun things when they go after that match or movie.
Mm-hmm. It's like what happened beyond the Showa series. What happened after the Showa series ended? Like within.
What happened after the Showa series, before the time travel reboot?
Yeah.
What happened?
Anyway, Ditto, what'd you think of it?
I mean, I agree with everyone else's sentiments on the match. I did like a bit older, and then using his kangaroo kick to like dislocate it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little neat bit of strategy on his part. I feel kind of bad for Gabara because he just got his neck snapped. Like, poor dude. I mean, that's what happens when you mess with the bull. Yeah, and I do like how it's it kind of makes you wonder, like, oh, where was Gabara during all these events? Maybe he was, like, in the background or something, or maybe he was, like, in the shadows.
Fictional.
Just kind of watching everyone do their thing.
He just moved in.
Yeah, or that too.
He just moved in from Ichiro's dreams. It's just taken him a little bit to adjust.
Yeah, he just dimension hopped or whatever.
And then died.
Yeah.
What a clown!
Should've just stayed in. But yeah, banner's really nice. I like the fog. And Gorosaurus, like, looking at Gabara. Pretty good. Yeah, it's a nice atmosphere. And that's about it.
Alright.
I enjoy it.
Alright. And yeah. Joe, if you're there, did you want to type up your thoughts real quick, or do you think you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
He just says no.
Alright. Joe is typing. I will cut out this weird, awkward moment of silence so that when we get there, he will speak. And naturally, as always...
No, you won't.
Oh.
You're an awkward moment of silence.
Yeah.
He's gonna say, I don't respond to racism.
Dang it.
We don't respond to white supremacy here.
Just blast it. Oh, gosh darn it. Alright.
What do you think? Me and Alex hate white people even though we're white.
Dang. Well, he's typing.
He's typing. We look in eager anticipation as he types. It was pretty cool. Gabara fucking died, and I think MM had an aneurysm thinking about That's great. Thinking about that's great. That is great. That's good. That is good.
Bacon, that's a lie, and you know it.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
Again, I have the IQ of a dead squirrel.
And
Maguma.
And with that said, this has been match 149, and we will see you folks next time for 150. Oh boy, that's gonna be
Damn.
tough.
It's gonna suck.
Oh no.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
We're gonna die.
Adios.